Okay, so this is a video on how I'm making my covers. I'm using Linda Israel's Midori cover method, which is an OSO method, and I basically use this hardboard. I've got a template that I use for my covers, but obviously when you get to know how you want to make your covers, you can make your own. I've used just this thin suede fabric, as this is going to be the base for my journal. And then what I do is I put my pieces on the fabric and I leave about 1 inch all the way round. And then what I do is fold it all in like that. I leave about 1/8 of an inch here. You need to leave a gap so it doesn't buckle. But then what you would do when you've glued it down is just run, all I do is run my bone folder down the sort of seam like that, and I glue in there, and then you can just press them together slightly. So this is going to be just the base. I'm going to build on top of that later. Now what I do for the inside, I've got some manila folders. I just bought a batch off eBay, and I use those. This is going to be for the inside. I'll just show you, this was actually the fabric that I got a fat quarter again off eBay, and it was this sort of bluey colour. So what I've done is coffee dyed. It's made it a little bit stiffer as well, which is quite nice. And then I'm using 3-in-1 glue. I'm nearly at the end of that, so I've got another bottle ready. So that's, as I say, the main cover there. So we'll do the insert. So basically I've done the same thing. I've just glued down on top of the card, and it's just to show you now what I do, because it can be a bit fiddly knowing where to cut in the corners. So the way that Linda Israel does this is she just folds them over. Now I'm gonna, as I say, it's got a texture to it now that I've coffee dyed it. So I'm gonna actually fold these over. So it's sort of like at a right angle, and you can feel the point of the card in there. I'm just going to press that down. I'm just doing that with each corner. As I say, I really recommend her method because I don't particularly want to sew in my signatures, and using the method that she does, you don't have to, you just use elastic, which is really good. So that's a start there. You can use any glue for this as well. I just got into using 3-in-1 at the moment. It's very similar or the same as Fabri-Tac if you want to use that. So just gluing my corners, and that's basically how you start. Just glue those all down. And then what I do afterwards as well, I tend to just sew round everything. But this is the first step. And as I say, it's very easy because you don't have to measure anything at all. You just stick that glue on. It's very quick. Very hot here at the moment as well. It's about 35 degrees, so I've got my fan on in the background, but it's still very hot. So maybe the glue's going to dry quicker. Sorry if you hear any drilling or anything like that. They're building houses at the back of us. So then what I do next is just, again, I'm folding over the edges, and with my bone folder I'm just getting a bit of a crease. Usually I don't do this. It's just that I've coffee dyed this fabric, and it's got a nice sort of texture to it as well, and I can get a nice sharp fold. Excuse if I've got any glue on my finger. A bit of a messy crafter. It's not going to be particularly pretty. I'm not one for measuring much either, so because I'm fairly new to journaling, I'm not that precise either, but I think it's going to look all right in the end. I'm just folding that over. As I say, this bit doesn't have to be too precise or pretty anyway, because this is going to be on the inside of the inside cover. I tend to like 3-in-1 or Fabri-Tac because it doesn't seep through my fabric. I mean, you can always back your fabric with interfacing or bond and web or something like that, but I don't feel there's any need to. I'm coming to the end now, so it's getting a bit difficult to get the last bits out. As I say, I'm not being particularly precise. It's sticking it down fine, and I will sew over the top. I'm just squidging it down. You could do this, I suppose, with paper as well, really, but I like using fabric. So that I'm just, you don't even really have to have the corners that precise either, but just bend them in like that. Right, so there you go. That's going to be one of the inside, so that will go this side here, and then I'll do the other one that side, and then I've got pockets as well that I've pre-stuck, and they will go on there, and again I'll sew those. I'm making another journal as well, so I'll just quickly show you how that's coming along. Okay, so this is one that I've sort of previously done. I'm waiting on elastic, so I haven't done that yet, but you know, you can see with the pockets that that's how it's going to look, and I sew all around the edges so nothing is going to come apart. And then it's a slightly wider bit that I've put in for the spine. And then what I've done, I think you can see here, I've punched, because I've got 4 signatures, so I've punched 4 holes top and bottom, so they will go in there, and I've put little corners on. But then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put another piece on top for the cover, the actual front of the cover. So this is just my base. So I hope that's helped a bit on how I've done things. Obviously I can do another video to show you how to put the signatures in. But as I say, I do recommend you look at Linda Israel's video because it's brilliant. Thank you, bye bye.